You started with one house, maybe a small rental, maybe a house hack, and now you're staring at the ceiling wondering if 100 units is a dream or just a spreadsheet that hasn't happened yet. Well, spoiler alert, people have done it, people are doing it right now, and the blueprint is messier, more repeatable, and more human than you think. The first thing you need to understand is that scaling isn't about buying more houses, it's about graduating from an operator to an owner. From someone who fixes toilets to someone who builds systems that fix toilets. The moment you confuse hustle with infrastructure, you stall out around units 5 through 10, and that graveyard of stuck investors is crowded. Let's talk about the catalyst. Because most people who crack 20, 50, 100 units didn't start smarter. They started with a forcing function, either a job they hated, a market window they recognized, or a partner who pushed them past comfort. The real engine isn't capital, it's conviction, backed by a repeatable acquisition model, meaning you need a criteria, a lane, and the discipline to stay in it. Here's the irony that nobody loves to say out loud: your first deal is almost never your best deal, but it is your most important one, because it tells your brain this is real, and it tells lenders you're not a tourist. The psychological unlock of closing that first property is worth more than any YouTube course, because now you're a landlord who knows what a leaky roof smells like at 2 in the morning. Now let's be honest about where most people stall, and that's the valley of death between 1 and 4 units, where you're too small to be taken seriously by commercial lenders and too big to be casual about it. Conventional financing dries up after 4 doors, Fannie and Freddie wave goodbye, and suddenly you're introduced to the slightly chaotic world of portfolio lenders, debt service coverage ratio, loans, and local bank relationships that feel more like dating than financing. Here's the hidden system that drives every successful scaling story. It's not about finding deals, it's about building a deal funnel. And there is a massive difference. The investors hitting 100 units aren't grinding Zillow at midnight. They're cultivating wholesalers, direct mail lists, property manager referrals, and broker relationships that send them off-market opportunities before the rest of the world even knows a property exists. Let's get historical for a second, because this isn't new. The playbook of buy, stabilize, refinance, and repeat has been working since long before social media made it look glamorous. In the 1980s, syndicators were scaling apartment complexes the same way today's investors are, just with fax machines and a lot more cigarettes at the closing table. A common misconception we need to kill right now is the idea that you need to be rich to scale. You need to be resourceful, creative with capital structure, and willing to bring value to people who do have capital. Joint ventures, syndications, seller financing, and subject to deals are all legal, ethical, and wildly underutilized tools sitting in plain sight for anyone willing to learn the vocabulary. The practical lesson history keeps handing us is that the investors who scaled successfully treated every acquisition like a business decision, not an emotional one, meaning they underwrote conservatively, bought below replacement costs where possible, and never fell in love with a deal their numbers didn't support. Moderate risk is fine. Concentrated risk is where portfolios go to die, so sizing your positions intelligently, never betting the whole operation on one asset, is the discipline that separates the builders from the cautionary tales. What the community of experienced investors will tell you, almost universally, is that the jump from 10 to 50 units feels harder than the jump from 1 to 10, because now you're managing complexity, not just properties. Your property manager, your CPA, your attorney, and your lender relationships become your actual portfolio. The real estate is just the collateral. Let's address the elephant in the room, which is that 100 units sounds like a vanity number. And honestly, for some people it is. But the real point is that somewhere between 20 and 40 units, most investors hit a cash flow threshold that changes their life and their options. The goal isn't the number on the marquee, it's the monthly net income that makes the number irrelevant. Process, patience, and position size will always outperform conviction and timing. That's not a bumper sticker. That's a decade of data from people who scaled and people who didn't. The ones who made it weren't necessarily the smartest in the room. They were the most consistent, the least emotional, and the most willing to be boring on purpose. At the end of the day, building a portfolio of 100 units is less about a single genius move and more about repeating a sensible move 30 or 40 times without panicking, pivoting, or letting a bad quarter rewrite your entire thesis. Discipline, sizing, and consistency aren't the sexy part of the story, but they are the whole story. Whether you scale to 20 units or 200, whether the market cooperates or throws you a curveball, the investors who sleep well at night are the ones who built systems, underwrote honestly, and stayed rational when everyone else got greedy or scared. You don't need to be first. You need to be prepared, and prepared investors don't fear any market cycle. They just adjust the strategy and keep moving. If you're ready to take your first step or your next one, whether that's real estate investing, finding a contractor for your rehab, or connecting with the right lender, check out our links in the description below and let's get you started.